Welcome to my channel. I'm Karina and this is episode 3 on how to use the free tool MailerLite for your business. Today I'm going to show you how to create a workflow, also called automation. We are back on my MailerLite dashboard and this is time now for you to create your first automation. So how are we going to do that? Very simple. We're going to click on Create Automation here. Because I am showing how to do it, we're not going to use templates today. We're going to start from scratch and I'm going to show you exactly the steps to do one by one. Here we go. Since so far all the tutorials I've created are with the name Tuto, I'm going to complete the circle here and again call this one Tuto. If you've not been following this series, I'm going to put the link to the 2 previous videos in the description below, one on how to create a landing page and one on how to create a form. Let's start building. When you start, it's always with a trigger because it has to be triggered the workflow. So what is going to be the trigger here? It's going to be when subscribers join a group. You can also have people completing a form or clicking a link or updating a field, etc. But we will choose when a subscriber joins a group. Why? Because we already have them joining with the form, that is the newsletter one, being automatically added to the Tuto group. So we do not need this to be triggered by the completion of the form because the form is already sending them to the group we want. We're going to select Tuto. Then they are giving you the choice to allow subscribers to repeat the workflow. So it means that if they unsubscribe and resubscribe, they will again start from the beginning here. I do not recommend that. I think it's a bit repetitive, and I think if they unsubscribe and resubscribe, they already know who you are, so they do not need to be reintroduced to you. So I'm just going to click Save so I can move on to the next step. So now that we have the trigger, we're going to tell what this workflow is going to do. So once we have the subscribers in the group Tuto, what do we want to happen? So what we want is actually want to welcome them with a nice email. So we're going to click on the cross here and you see you have 4 choices. You can send an email directly, you can set a delay, you can set a condition or an action. So we're going to start by looking at the email option. So because you chose to send an email, you're going to have to fill here on the side the name of the email, the subject to which you can insert personalization, and then you can click Design Email. So I'm going to call this one Tuto because, again, following the same trend. And then we're going to put Welcome because we're welcoming the new subscribers, and we're going to insert their name. And then we click Design Email. So you have the choice between the drag and drop editor, the rich editor, or the custom HTML editor. We're going to simply use the rich text editor because we want a simple email. So here we go. This is the default opened of the rich text editor. So here you can just start writing your text. I'm going to start by deleting that and I'm going to put my own text. So this is simply the description of what you should be writing here. A warm welcome subject line, a personalized greeting, a short fun or witty introduction of your brand, a gift, discount or exclusive offer because you want people to be happy to be there, and direct instruction on what to do next with a clear CTA. So what I put at the end of mine is that I explain them which day of the week and at what time they receive the newsletter. Now, if you want to have an actual template on how to create a welcome email, in the description below, there is a template that you can download for free that I created especially for this video. But right now, I'm just putting that. So here you can see that's going to be the email, but this is just because I want to show you an example. So what I want you to look at is that this is a legal disclaimer, okay? And it is important that you leave it there or that you create your own. I find the sentence proposed by MailerLite is good as it is, and I don't need another one, so I'm going to leave it. And the unsubscribe button is mandatory, so you cannot remove it. Now what you can do is change the colors of things, you know. You can do it by highlighting and changing the color here, for example. So once you're happy with your email, you can click Done Editing. But what I advise you to do as well, it's to click Preview and Test. So you can see what the email looks like and send it to your own email address to see when you receive it as an email, what it looks like in your mailbox. Another thing you can do, if you're not happy with the change you just made, you can click here and you can see from the changes you made, you can actually undo them. And when you're happy with the email, you can click Done Editing. So we are back in our workflow and you can see when subscribers join the group tuto, they are sent this email. That is what it looks like so far. You have a summary here. The workflow trigger is when they join the group tuto. And you can save that. So, what do you want to do next? Do you want to send them more email or do you want to send them to a new list? For example, you can put a delay of, let's say, 1 day or 1 hour, 1 week, 1 month, but I would say 1 day. Another thing you can do is put an action, which means after they've been welcome and they've been in tuto, which means it's the one where they just get the welcome, that's when you're going to move them to a new group. So you're going to copy to the group called newsletter, for example. And this is a perfectly acceptable beginner workflow. What you can do here is activate. So you see it became green, which means it's activated. And then you save and close. And here you go, you have your automation, tuto, and some information. At the moment, of course, it's freshly created, so we have not sent any email, but you would see here how many have been sent, the opening rate, as well as the click rate. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and that it gave you all the tips and pointers you needed. Don't miss the next episode, link in the description below.